Hey, what's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're taking a sneak peek at a couple new lights from the Olight Halloween sale. And that sale is actually starting today, October 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern, and runs through the end of the day on the 26th. I will put a link to the sale in the description of this video, as well as my coupon code UEDC10. Now, that's only usable on regular priced items, so not going to work on the already discounted sale prices. But if you're mixing and matching from the sale and on sale items, or if you find this video after the sale's already over, that will save you 10%. Now, I like shopping during the sales because they always give you a freebie just for checking out the sale, which I think is kind of cool. Now, when I say freebie, they add it to your cart automatically when you visit the sale page during that window. And if you don't buy anything else, you just pay shipping, which is about $5. And if you do buy other things and you meet the free shipping threshold, it becomes a true freebie. And so that's a really cool thing. This month we got a very cool version of the i3E EOS. This is the new orange skull finish, which is limited edition for this Halloween sale. And you can see it has that bright, vibrant orange anodization on the aluminum body with that repeating skull pattern. Very cool looking. I think last year's Halloween sale, they did the zombie finish on the i3. I have a zombie finish version. I'm assuming that's where it came from. And both are very cool. I like this one just a tad better, but I think they both look great. But if you want to scratch that zombie finish itch or just add to your collection, some of the newer lights in this sale, as well as one of the knives in this sale, have that zombie finish. And so you can still get that. But this year's has this orange skull pattern, which I think is really cool and hope to see on other lights in the future, maybe next October. And so if you're not familiar with the i3E platform, this is powered by a single AAA battery. Really impressive size based off that, because it's not much bigger than the battery itself at 2.38 inches long. Weighs in at just 0.68 ounces with that battery installed. And you can see it comes with this mini key ring on the end. This is intended as a keychain light. And with that, you get a very simple operation, only one mode, which is really nice sometimes to not have to remember all of the different modes on a flashlight. So to access that mode, simply turn clockwise until the light goes on. You're getting 90 lumens out of that, 44-meter throw distance, and 45 minutes of runtime off a single AAA. Now the battery that comes with it is not rechargeable, so you're just going to swap that out with any standard AAA battery. But super excited to see this as the flashlight this month. I actually plan on testing the i3 out as my next keychain light. I'm testing one right now, almost done with that, so we'll swap to the i3E next. And you'll probably see that video in the next week or two. And it'll probably be a different finish just because by then October will be over, but really like this light and excited to test it out a little bit deeper. And so next up we have a brand new item this month, one I'm super excited about because I have the mini version, which although it's smaller than obviously the standard version, still a little bit big for pocket carry. It's a type of light that you throw in a pouch, you throw in your bag, maybe you mount it next to your bed or your door, but a little bit big for pocket carry for me. And so when they announced the Nano version, was very excited about that. And so we're looking at the Warrior Nano. And you can see relatively small light, fits into the palm of my hand, just kind of disappears in there. Will fit in a fifth pocket. It's a little bit wide for fifth pocket carry, but it works for me. And so some people might find it a little bit thick for fifth pocket, but still a nice pocketable light here. And the Nano is a smaller version of the Mini, which of course is a smaller version already, but you can see a good over an inch shorter than the Mini. And I have an older version of the Mini. I don't know if anything's changed in the newer iterations of it, but you'll see that one of the things that makes this kind of a more tactical light is this really aggressive bezel. And we have that on the Mini as well, but it's less aggressive. So like I said, I have an older version. Maybe that's kind of identical nowadays, but at least on the versions that I have, much more aggressive on the Nano. Now this Warrior series really blends EDC and tactical lights. So besides that bezel, we also have that tail switch, which is a much more tactical position for the for using the light, but we have a button on the side which is more EDC friendly. And so those buttons serve very different functions on this light, with the side button operating kind of the EDC portion of the light and the tail switch operating the more tactical side of the light. So as far as operation goes, really simple on this one. So clicking the button turns it on. It does have a memory mode. We might be in medium now. Let me cycle through. Yeah, we're definitely in medium. So this is the low mode. 15 lumens. And again, it does have a memory mode, so it's gonna hop on wherever you left off. Holding that button cycles you to the next mode. It's like a half second to a second press, and that gets you to 60 lumens. And then the high mode is 400 lumens. It will stay in that mode for a few minutes before stepping back down to medium at that 60 lumens, but really nice, usable 400 lumens. I think that's more than enough in a lot of occasions, but if you need more than that, you do have your tactical mode, and then clicking it turns it back off, and you can see again, we're gonna jump right back into high mode because that's where we left off. But then we have the tail switch, and the tail switch operates pretty simply, but it can get a little bit confusing because there's a couple of different configurations. So I left it in the out of the box configuration because I think that makes the most sense for me. So out of the box, the partial press gets you medium mode, 60 lumens, and a full press gets you the half turbo, 600 lumens. And that stays there for a few minutes before stepping down to 400 lumens. And either of those last for over an hour, so really impressive output for an extended length of time on that battery. Can already start feeling the heat here. Now, I mentioned you can change the configuration. You do that by putting it on the charger, putting it into lockout mode, and then you can swap between the mode that it comes in and a mode that has the partial press turn into your half turbo and a full press turn into your full turbo, which is 1200 lumens. Now, on a flashlight this size, I feel like, for me personally, I don't need that 1200 lumens, so that's why I'm leaving it in the current setting, because I feel like I'm more likely to need that partial press medium mode more often than I need that super bright mode. Now, if I do want that super bright mode, I still have my Warrior Mini. This one goes up to 1750 lumens, so obviously get more output, but a much larger light. And so that's the one I'm going to use in the more kind of tactical situations where I want 1750 lumens. This, I think, even though it's a blend between that tactical and EDC, this one feels more like an EDC light for me, and so I don't necessarily need so much output. Now, there is a strobe mode, which I'm not going to show, but to access it, you just hold that tail switch and then hit the side button, and it will go into strobe. If you hold it, it will stay on. If you let go, obviously it goes back off, but not going to actually turn it into strobe mode, just for those that are sensitive to strobe. But really simple kind of look to this one. There's not a whole lot going on. You have the zombie finish as well during this sale, and so that one's obviously a lot more of a looker of a flashlight, but this one's more kind of tactical, just straight black, kind of blend in. And either one of those, I believe they're around 56 bucks during this sale. Now, if you get them outside of the sale, it jumps up to $75, so a pretty nice discount for this sale window. So if you're gonna grab it, definitely would try and grab it sooner than later. Now, one other thing worth noting, this comes with one of those little L brackets. I don't know where I placed it. I might have already stuck it somewhere, not literally stuck it somewhere, but wherever I plan on sticking it. And so it does come with an L-shaped bracket. It also comes with the magnetic charging cable, and so that is their proprietary charging cable. You end up accumulating a decent amount of them, but it's not an easily replaceable cable without just ordering from Olight. And so that is one of the downsides about it, is that you're gonna have to make sure to keep track of that cable. Now, I'm not super worried about that because I have a couple of them at this point and you can order them. But if you were to like lose the charging cable while you have this out on vacation, that would be something that's pretty hard to replace. And so there's no like USB-C that you can just plug into this as a backup. And so that is one downside to this, but otherwise I really like this size. I like it a lot more than that Mini, and so super excited to see this here. Now, as far as pocket clip, we do have a two-way pocket clip. You can put that switch up with this side of it, or flip it and carry a bezel up with the opposite side. Also mount that on a hat. I believe the pocket clip itself is swappable with a couple other pocket clips. I'm not sure 100% which one, so I'm not gonna try and take a guess at that. But it doesn't seem like it would be swappable with my Nano, or my Mini, but that may be because, again, I have an older version. Maybe the more recent Minis have a different style pocket clip. You'll also see that on my Mini, the pocket clip is shorter than the Nano. I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm not 100% positive, but that may be another difference. But yeah, at $56, I think this is a really cool flashlight. I love the size of it. It is thicker than the i3T or the i5R, but it's a little bit shorter and stockier and gets some insane output out of that. Now, one of the things about this being a more tactical light is that aggressive bezel, but on a light this small, it kind of fills out your hand, and that's not sticking out. You'd have to have it at a weird angle where you're like, not all your fingers are on there if you wanted to actually utilize that. And so maybe it doesn't make the most sense to have that aggressive bezel, but it's still cool looking. I like it. It adds an accent of that blue on there, and it's nice to have, even though I've never used it on the Mini either. Now, with that said, those are the 2 lights they sent out for me to check out, but there are several other lights on this sale, and in fact, I'm most likely going to do an order for this sale as well. So I'll probably end up with another one of these. I'll hold on to that for a future giveaway, leave it in the box. But some of the other lights, they have the new Arcfeld Pro. Really excited about that one. I have the Arcfeld with the UV. And so the first version of the Arcfeld had a light and a green laser, or maybe it was a red laser. I don't know, it had a laser. The second version has the light and the UV light. And the new Pro version actually has all 3. So you get the light, this time it is definitely a green laser, and then that UV light. So really cool combo. Thinking about picking that one up. Also thinking about picking up the Javelot Mini, just because I don't have one that's like really built as a thrower rather than like floodlights. And so have been interested in the Javelot Mini for a while, may grab that one. The other one that I'm super interested in is the iMini 2 in pink. And so it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They have 4 new lights that are pink on this sale. And so the iMini 2 seems to be the most popular, also the one that I'm most interested in. If you look at like the early access, that seems to be the ones that are selling out the fastest. But all 4 of those lights, they're donating 100% of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness. They have a charity, I don't know 100% which one it is, but either way, I think it's cool that they're donating to charity. I think it looks good in pink, and so that's the one I plan on grabbing. That one does seem to be selling out fast though, so if you want to target that light specifically, probably go in the beginning part of the sale. A lot of the other ones seem to be staying in stock through this early access, so I have no idea what those numbers look like, but do plan on grabbing one of those if I can. Supports a good cause and you get a cool light out of it. But let me know what you think of these 2 lights down in the comments below. If you plan on picking up anything during this sale, they also have a bunch of like DIY bundles where you can choose which items you get the discounts on based on what combo you put into your cart, and some other sale items that I just didn't list off because I don't know it all back of my hand. But would love to hear what you're picking up in the comments. Always like talking about these type of things. Super excited about these 2 lights and would love to hear your thoughts on those as well. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button if you enjoyed the video. And as always, I hope you have a great one. Take care.